Welcome to the CDHouston Leadership Podcast. Today, we are on with my son, CJ, and we're going to be talking about some leadership stuff, of course, but we're also going to talk about how AI is integrated into not only leadership, but management roles, supervisory roles, and how to get the most out of AI. CJ's background is in IT and cybersecurity, but we'll get into more of his background later. So we're just gonna jump right into this thing. Good morning, CJ. How you doing?
Doing pretty good, Pops. How about yourself?
You know me, man. I'm excellent and getting better.
Yes, I say that at work too. Yeah, we're gonna start making t-shirts.
I know. So we were talking the other day about, podcasts and different things, and we were like, hey, he was like, why don't we get on a podcast? And I was like, I don't know. What
Yeah,
were you thinking about that? About getting on a podcast? Have you been on a podcast before?
yeah. I've done other podcasts like when we talk about sports and like current
Hmm.
events and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but not about like work and background
Oh, okay.
and my background and all that. But yeah, I got that from you know like you've done the leadership stuff, and I'm heavy into the AI stuff. So I was just trying to combine the two and see
Okay.
what we get.
All right. So let's see if we can get through this podcast without talking about the GOAT. You think we can make it through the whole podcast without talking about that?
No, we can't. I mean, maybe we can make it through without talking about the GOAT, but you know, we'll just see how it goes.
Okay, let's see how it goes. All right. So let's start with those hard conversations. So we're gonna start with drafting hard conversations with AI. So when you're at work, and I
Mm.
don't know if you've your exact background when it comes to having a tough conversation with a subordinate or with your boss, and then okay, when you're putting your words together or when you're putting your brief together before you have that conversation, of
Mhm.
course you use AI, right? Of course you
Right.
probably use some AI,
All right.
but let's just talk through that for a second. How do you use AI as it pertains to drafting hard conversations?
So yeah, I just start with, my authentic raw thoughts in the beginning. And like it's just me. I put me into the chat, my raw thoughts, and then I kind of like have it uh I guess like clean it up for whoever I'm talking to, whether it be leadership or a peer or somebody I'm training or something like that. uh but yeah, I just give it my raw thoughts and then give it kind of like who I'm talking to, and then see what it feeds back, and then I give it some of my raw some more
Hmm.
raw thoughts based off what it gives me, and then copy paste.
Yeah.
But that's for email. But I know like having conversations is a bit I guess like different. But yeah, I kind of use it for both. If I have to have a conversation, I use it like kind of like as a guideline. I don't read from like what AI gives me,
Right.
but I use it as a guideline. Uh but if I'm sending a message, like doing an email or something like that, if I'm sending some kind of text, then yes, it's copy paste.
That you don't sit there and read from it, because we both know that AI, it can give you information that sounds real good if you read it,
Right.
but
It's not normal people talk.
exactly. Another thing that's funny is sometimes when I'm reading, especially on LinkedIn, and I'm reading some copy that somebody has pasted in,
Hmm.
and I was guilty of it for a little while. And I
Yeah.
was like, it's getting my point across, but this doesn't sound anything like me.
Yeah.
So I switched over to just strictly, I'm posting videos, right?
Hmm.
Because when I post videos, it's like this, it's me. And if I sound like I'm from Birmingham, so what? Because that's where I'm
Right.
from. And but my point is conveyed, as me and not as
Hmm.
AI. Right.
Right.
And it sounds like me, it's my words. So that's the main reason why I kind of stopped going in with, hey, this is a nice blurb of what, I wrote this. No, I
Hmm.
didn't write it. That didn't
Right.
even
Right.
sound like me. Right.
But
So,
yeah.
but I know we was talking about that on the phone the last time we spoke, and we was talking about, how we would use it. Now, as far as me as a supervisor, manager, or whatever, I'm not gonna say I rarely use it, but if I'm going to sit down and talk to somebody about their evaluation or about something that's going on, that maybe somebody's in trouble, right?
Hmm.
I can put something together and put my points down, just like you said. But the main thing is I rehearse that before I go
Oh
in.
yeah.
So I'm going in clean and I'm going in, okay, well, this is what we're talking about. And I'm talking about that just like I'm talking to you right now. And
Yeah.
then bringing up my examples.
Yeah. Rehearsing is something I got to get into. Like I can read rehearse, but I always do, better when I say the stuff out loud.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The two things that I tell people is, especially when you're getting on camera, if you've never been on camera or if you're not used to being on camera, video yourself just talking and just to see how
Right.
you look.
Yeah.
Because until you do that, if the first time you see yourself on camera is when you're recorded and threw it up on YouTube,
Right.
it's not going to be a good day.
Or like in an interview.
Oh
That's
yeah,
when I had to get the most practice in. Yeah, I'm putting my resume into chat. I'm getting, what I'm gonna say and like the framework. But if I'm just trying to read the framework as I'm doing it, turning the camera on the first time, it's not gonna hit the same as
correct.
me rehearsing. So yeah.
Yeah. So that's good, man. So it looks like we're kind of on the same page with the AI and the hard conversations. Look like we're one for one on the same page.
See, here we go.
Let's see how long this is gonna last. But so the next thing we're gonna talk about is um let's see if it oh yeah, if it goes good, they did it. If it goes bad, I did it. So this is a management or I'm sorry, this is a leadership principle that basically says I'm gonna take responsibility for what I'm doing. And here's the hard part. When you're leading, you're taking responsibility for what everyone else is doing, who you've been put in charge of. Now
Right.
that's a tough topic. So what do you think about that? I'll let you go first. What do you think about that? If you've been in charge or whenever you are in charge or when the future, when you do get in charge, what do you think about that
Hmm.
concept of if someone on the team messes up and you have to report that, how would you report that up?
Uh, yeah, it's gonna be on me. Even if like that person makes a mistake or something like that. If I had a hand in hiring that person, then yeah, ultimately I'm gonna take responsibility for the mistakes that person like makes, just as long as they can articulate like where the mistake was and like how they're not gonna do it again or like that type of stuff.
Right.
I could formulate that and then send it to the next level. But yeah, just as long as they understand that you know what they did affects the team, affects me, and like all of that. um I have no problem shooting it up. But then when I shoot it up, then it's I made the mistake, especially if it's something where they sent me an email or something like that, and then I kind
Mhm.
of like took all the topics and put it in one email and sent it on, and then something was wrong. Then yeah, since I'm the one that sent it along, I'm the one who gets the blame if it goes bad, and if it goes good, like you said, it's a team effort. But yeah, and I feel like that's what leaders get paid more than everybody else for. You know, it's
Yeah.
already understood.
No, you're
If it
right.
goes good, everybody did it. If it goes bad, it's you did it, and that's why you make the extra money.
That you are absolutely correct on that. And it's when I teach that principle, most people, when I talk about that, and they say in the beginning, if I'm coaching somebody or if I'm mentoring someone, and I say, listen, I know this is going to sound weird because it sounds weird to the average person that, hey, somebody made a mistake. And now, because everyone knows that that mistake, once it goes up, when it comes back down, it's going to hit you first as that manager.
Mhm.
And I've heard a lot of managers say, what? Well, I tell you what, so and so did that, and I don't know what he was thinking, and I'm gonna have to discipline him, and it's all him,
Yeah,
right? And but the right way to do it is to say, you know what, that's on me. Let me go back and talk to the team and make sure that whatever I convey to them, they understand 100%.
right.
I always make it so that it was something that I probably could have done better
Hmm.
that might not have happened. And especially with communication, I'm big in communication. So that's a good point, and that's good that you understand that, and that here pretty soon. I know you're moving up in your job, so here pretty soon, when you get those 5 or 6 people working for you, you'll be ready.
Yeah, I'll be ready. I'll be ready because I wouldn't take on that responsibility if I wasn't ready.
There you go. There you
Because
go.
I do not want that responsibility right now.
Oh, you
But I
don't.
mean,
So
I
you don't.
still
Go ahead.
I still feel some of like if it goes good, they did it. So instead of they, if it goes good, then AI did it. If it goes bad, then I didn't use AI right.
Oh yeah, I guess that's a point too. Well, let me ask you a question then. Since you said you don't think you're ready right now,
Mhm.
what does that mean? You don't think you're ready right now? Why wouldn't you be ready? Or what else would you need to do to be ready?
I say more like experience in a corporate environment where I'm supposed to be the leader. Like when I look at leaders in cybersecurity, they do a whole bunch of stuff that I don't want to do.
Mhm.
They have a
Okay.
whole bunch of conversations I don't want to have. And I just think it takes more of like learning the environment of where I am to be comfortable with that environment before I start uh to like lead on everything, including like performance reports and all of that kind of stuff. Like
Okay.
I'm still getting a handle on the different kind of tools that we have and all of that and processes and that type of stuff. So if once I have like all of that down, then yeah, I'd be more comfortable, doing the extra stuff and attending the extra meetings and doing that kind of stuff.
And what would be an indicator of when you're ready?
I'll be in a meeting discussing a tool and like if I'm having meeting after meeting where I'm the one who has to speak up and explain the configuration, the events, like, why things are set up the way they are, then yeah, I'll be more comfortable in those next meetings where I have to speak to all of that to the rest of the IT population in the company. But right now, I just don't know enough about the environment. And I mean, I've been thrown into like leadership positions too, and I just don't like that feeling of, not knowing everything I'm supposed to know before I'm supposed to make decisions. But I mean, I did a good job,
Yeah,
you know. I
that's
just
why I was bringing it up. I know you
yeah,
did.
I
Yeah.
just yeah, that's when I was doing the auditing for the hospital and the healthcare industry, was doing auditing for different companies that were purchased by the company. And as those companies were being purchased, they had to go through different kinds of audits, and those audits return findings, and then my team's findings had to be distributed throughout the team, and then the team is responsible for taking care of their findings after I divvy them out. And yeah, just some of the stuff I used to get back from them, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to use AI to clean this up. And sometimes I couldn't use AI. Sometimes I have to go back to them and say, hey, what did you mean by these things? And it's cool. I mean, I just don't want to do it yet. Or maybe I haven't seen the right the right I guess like
Right
pay
position.
situation. Yeah,
Okay.
position pay, yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay. Well, I'll just give you just a little bit of information about making that next step.
Mhm.
You will rarely ever find yourself in a position where I know everything, so now I'm ready to go forward. So, what I
Yeah.
tell people is, especially in a leadership position, if you know 70% of the information when you have a
Mhm.
decision to make, oh man, that's a lot.
Yeah.
70% is a lot, right?
Yeah.
So you rarely ever have all the information. You have enough information to make an informed decision. But to
Mhm.
say, okay, you know what? I have all the information, and based on all of the information that I could ever get, that's how I made this decision. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
I am guilty of that.
As a matter of fact, the next point it talks about sometimes when you send something up to your boss, or
Mhm.
when you, like I said, you have to make that decision. Sometimes not making a decision is worse than making a decision with 70% of the information,
Right. I agree.
right? So, what do you think about that? Do you think you'd be able to get comfortable enough to
Yeah.
do that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I understand the 70% rule too, because right now I'm in email DLP, email data loss prevention.
Mm-hmm.
And so as some of these emails that are trying to go out of the company as they are flagged for social security number or whatever highly sensitive record that the email contains, I have to put
Mm-hmm.
together a report that goes up. And in that report, I'm not gonna have 100% of the information. I'm gonna have about 70% of the information. I'm gonna have what happened, what matters, uh, the decision, any kind of like risks that are associated with the finding, and
Mm-hmm.
like my kind of recommendation, like you said, in my recommendation. And that's how that uh goes up. And yeah, I use AI to help me get to that recommendation faster. But uh as far as having like the I guess the courage to make the recommendation, like that's on me.
Yeah,
And AI just helped me get to that point faster.
that's good. You're right. AI does help with that 70%. It definitely
Yeah.
helps because it gives you a lot of information, a lot of thought. I know for me, when I make a decision, my bosses are like, "Oh yeah, what did Chris say?" I like to be in a
Right.
meeting. That's the best feeling in the world when you're in a meeting and maybe your boss. I've been in meetings with my bosses in there, my boss's bosses in there, and they say, "Yeah, we got a question about some airport in the West, right?" Because
Hmm.
I have 211 sites, and they'll ask, somebody above me a question, like a tough question about some project or some process going on,
Yeah.
and it'll get quiet for a second, and they'll say, "Is Chris on this call?" So, and yeah, so I have to have that answer, and do I have a 100%? Oh, I know everything about that. Out of all the projects I have going on, I can talk to it off the top of my head. Probably not, but I have a
Hmm.
good idea. I give enough information so they can
Yeah, something.
they can get their point across, or they can say, okay, yeah, and I can also say, hey, the part I don't have done, I'll shoot it to you in an email. I get back to you.
Yep.
So never be scared to say, I'll get back to you on that one.
Right. I agree. I agree.
So, uh, so next we're gonna talk about, oh man, we're gonna talk about TikTok. I started uh I started doing a little bit more social media over the last, I would say, 2 or 3 months. And we're going to talk about how AI plays a role in social media, but you can tell me how AI plays a role with you.
Hmm.
But for me, I've always kind of made a few YouTube videos here or there, testing it out. But man, over this last 3 months of using AI and starting, the business with CDHouston Leadership Development, man, it's helped me so much because I never even thought about getting on TikTok because I figured
Mhm.
I didn't really, I'm not a dancer, so didn't want to jump on TikTok, start, and you probably didn't want to see that either.
No, I don't want to see that.
So, uh, but yeah, just helping me create scripts that I can talk about, helping create talking points that we can go through on podcasts. And Diana, my wife, she asked me, she said, "Hey, um, what? So this TikTok thing, what is this for?" And I was like, "Okay, so here's how I use AI in my business. My my social media is just for presence. It's just so when
Mhm.
someone clicks on social media, or if I say, or if they ask me if I'm on social media, I say, yeah, I'm on TikTok, or I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on YouTube, and I'm on Instagram. So it's not to get millions of views, but it
Yeah.
is to have a presence. And and I said, so if I run any ads, that's where I'll run my ads. We're going to run some meta ads here in the probably next week, but that's where you build a presence, and AI helps you do that by helping you structure how you're going to do your ads. Now, of course, I have a developer that's helping me and a ad person, but getting them the information that they need, that's where AI really comes in. And I was
Mhm.
explaining this to Diana, and I said, "Listen, TikTok and the all of that gets my name out there, and
Mhm.
once you start running ads, or once people start saying, oh, I saw that person on this website, or I saw that person on this interview, it makes it easier. So it's not about, I don't believe it's about cold calling anymore, or just grabbing the phone book and calling random people in the phone book saying, hey, I teach leadership development. And hopefully that, I hit the right person. Right.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I say the social media, TikTok, the social media, that's for, especially TikTok, that's for tomorrow, because TikTok, the demographic is more of people like your age or
Right.
younger, and well, Kiana's age,
Mhm.
and those are the people who are going to be in management positions coming up these next 5 years.
Right.
So YouTube and Instagram and LinkedIn, that's for today. TikTok is for tomorrow. And when I explained it to her like that, she was like, "Oh, you're preparing again, aren't you?" And I said, "Yeah, yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. That's
Yeah.
Been married 25 years, so you probably should know by now what I'm doing." But anyway,
Yeah.
so that's the way I use it, or that's the way, because I look at the business as kind of like it's just an extension of, I don't want to call it a job, but because I
Mhm.
get paid for it, it is an extension of dealing with people, leading people, teaching people,
Right.
and moving forward. So, what do you think about, how do you use TikTok? Not TikTok, but how do you use AI in your job, or outside of your job in your
Mhm.
life? How do you use it?
Yeah. Kind of like the same way you use TikTok. Uh, whatever I do, like I know that when I'm learning about AI, like it's not for today. It's for, later on. So if one of the things I use TikTok for is finding different like trends or whatever that like AI developers, or they call them tinkers, AI tinkers, whatever they doing, or like whatever tools they use. And then, that kind of leads to like me tinkering and doing the other like projects that again won't help for today. I don't get paid for them, but I know that I learned a lot from them that'll help me for tomorrow. And some of the stuff that you could build, like I use it for, because I need, that's nothing for leadership. I need another certification. I need that CISSP. So I can use, AI to build some kind of prep that will, help me with the CISSP and help me with, being a AI developer or whatever they're going to call it.
Right.
And so yeah, I got a few projects, working on uh using AI that will help me later on down the line. And yeah, prepping for this podcast. you know.
Yeah.
You know, let's see. So yeah, I just use it to kind of like prepare me for the room before anybody invites me to it. I want to get into like AI security, like leadership. That's where I feel like, because I will know a lot about AI. So if I'm in like a leadership AI position, then yeah, I would like that. But yeah, that's kind of like what I'm preparing for tomorrow.
Okay.
It's
That's
kind of like how I use AI today to prepare for tomorrow, and kind of like what I'm preparing for and all of that. And yeah, TikTok is a big part of that, because I wouldn't have found that Hermes agent if I wasn't just scrolling on TikTok. I'm gonna send you the video.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the video I saw, and you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I get it. I get, because yeah, it's a good video.
Yeah, and it's funny how we started having these conversations about AI. I don't know, for me, I think it was probably 2 years ago
Hmm.
when I know you've been using it longer than that, but I'm saying for me, I started saying, what is this whole chat thing exactly? And I think we started having conversations about it. It was probably 2.5, 3 years ago, maybe. And
Hmm.
I was doing like everybody else was doing, using it like Google,
Hmm.
right? And then it didn't take long for me to say, wait a minute, this is different,
Hmm.
right? And it was in 2024. I remember exactly because I was putting together a a training for our married group on Monday nights, and we were going, and I was
Hmm.
like, man, and I just had the book, and I was like, and the book didn't come with any workbooks, so I'm like, man, how do I, just encapsulate a chapter into some talking points, and that I can ask some questions.
Right.
And as soon as I did that, I was like, uh-oh, this is different. Once you
Yeah.
create a workbook from a chapter, you're
Hmm.
like, okay, this isn't Google. This is
Mm-mm.
something different.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That's just a whole bunch of what AI provide. Oh, I didn't think about that.
Right,
I wasn't thinking about that.
right. So that's where my uh I don't know, knowledge or whatever. That's when I really start getting into figuring out how I can use AI to help me in business and at home, or what I'm
Hmm.
doing after work, and of course in leadership. So, because it definitely helps you in all of those areas.
Yeah. Like you said, when you take a set of information and you have AI look at it and then give you information based off what it saw, that's different.
Yeah,
That's different.
yeah,
Because back back
and
when back when we were talking about it, I was using it in that healthcare. I was building this this app where you could put in, like, I guess, like the results from the audits, because like the results, they're pretty much standard because they have a number attached to them or whatever. So
mhm.
you could input the results into the app, and then the app reads all the results and give you recommendations for all of the findings that you have. And I was using that helped me in divvying out the work to
Yeah,
everybody that was on my team. It was just, I was expecting, my recommendation to be, a little bit more thought out, So when it wasn't, I could still, use AI to take what they give me and, jazz that up a little bit to give something that I was comfortable sending up to give me to that 70%.
oh yeah, oh yeah. It gets you to 70% in the first pass.
Right.
That's the
Exactly.
first pass. You're at 70% or more. Uh, and another thing before we move to the next point, last night I was working on some stuff, and Fable came out
Hmm.
in Claude or whatever. And I'm doing my thing like I normally do. I'm like, oh yeah, take this and add this, put it with this, give me a recommendation, and after I told it to, create the prompt. And
Right.
so it's doing it, right? And I'm like, oh man, that's cool. So I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, these three things, I need to change these three things. I go back, and then it was like, "Er, you've used all of your
Oh yeah, you use them Fable credits way.
I
You, you got to leave Fable for the real complicated questions.
know. So I was like, what is this? Well, and it did it last night or night
Mm,
before last, it did it, but it was like 9 o'clock and it said it didn't start over until 2 a.m. in the morning, right? And I was
yeah.
like, okay, well, I just do it in the morning.
Hmm.
So yesterday I was working on it a little bit. By 6 o'clock, it was like 6 or 8 o'clock, it was like, oh yeah, you don't have any more credits. You want to buy some more
Wait till
credits? I'm
midnight.
like, I'm like, what do you mean by credits? What's going on?
That's the future.
Yeah. I had never hit the top with just regular Claude. I hadn't hit the top at all ever.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, all right. So now I gotta
you got to dial
dial
it
it
back.
down. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got to
Let me
dial
go
it
ahead.
back and get the prompts, and then once you get the full prompt of everything that you want to get
Right.
across, then you take all of that and put that in the Fable, and then whatever Fable gives you back,
Right.
it'll
Right.
be worth it, as opposed to like the little stuff that just burn credits, because it's gonna give you all of its information, no matter the how many characters you use to write the
Yep.
question. It's gonna give you all its information and use up all your credits. It's like, I didn't want to use, but I mean, yeah, there's like they call them guardrails. You can put guardrails on like that type of stuff and be like, don't you know use more than 3,000 characters or something like that, and then
Right.
but you might lose out on information. You might, so.
Right. Yeah. So I'm only using it for business critical stuff.
Right, right. I use it to code. Like when I figure out what I want to code, then
Yeah.
I up it and then let it do it. And when it's done, every now and then I have a review to code. Once I've done, so much, then I tell it to review it. But before that, yeah, I'm trying to work on the freest of the cheapest models.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I was like, man, I gotta tell CJ about this, man. What's up with this credit thing? I gotta buy some
Yeah,
more credit. I never had to buy credits.
I was using Claude Code back, and then I was using up all my credits, and then so like you said, it'd be 9, 10 o'clock and you run out of credits, and then so now I'm like, okay, so now what I got to do for 3 hours until
Yeah.
3, 4 hours until my credits run back. So yeah, then
Oh
you
man.
start planning, and then by the time you're done planning, your credit time to use your credits again. So
Yeah.
yeah, I spent a lot of time going back and forth and running out of credits. So I feel your pain.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna have to
Trust
put
me.
a
I'll be calculated from now on.
right. You're gonna have to get a solar panel on the side of your house that can use some power to gather up some tokens so you can use those tokens. It's gonna be something
I
like
know.
that.
I know. All right. So next, let's talk about building a second brain that sounds like you.
Yeah.
So what I've done, and we'll start with you. So
Mhm.
what does that mean? You tell me what it means to you first, and then I'll tell you what it means to me and what I've been doing with that as far as building a second brain that sounds like you.
Yeah. To me, this is one of the like more important things that AI could do. And I understood that from the beginning. Just as long as I keep talking to it, like whatever I'm saying, it's building a database so that it can refer back to that later on. Even if it doesn't like know to refer back to it like right now or like during this conversation, I know that later on down the line, like they will build it to where it can refer back to everything that you've told it over the last year. And so that's why I was like real comfortable, like just jumping into it. And because I know that whatever I'm doing is being stored and I'll be able to refer back to it so that when I do have, stuff down the line, like these podcasts, I can give it, you know, my raw thoughts and it could give me back what I would say,
Yep.
based off everything that I've told it. And yeah, that's what that's what I like about like what AI could bring to the table.
Yeah. And the way I used it, or when I first learned about that, Because you know me, whenever I start doing something, I go like 100 miles an hour.
Right.
So once I was like, oh, you can do that. So what I did was I went back and I got all my old videos that I had done
Hmm.
and transcribed them. Just put them in Opus and transcribed them. Got all the text, and I dumped all of that in there. I dumped all of my education in there. Everything that I had saved, I dumped
Hmm.
all of that information in there. So, and then I called it just my brand DNA,
Hmm.
right? And I just continue to put stuff in there. Like if I ask if I'm on a if I'm talking about something, with chat for a while, and I'm like, oh, because you get to the point where I actually learned something in that conversation. I just
Right.
grab it all and put it in that brand DNA folder,
Yeah. Remember
right?
this.
Yeah, exactly. And then I had to learn you have to tell it, store this to the main memory,
Hmm.
right? Because that way, uh, it'll do that. And then I had to figure out that, like, I was thinking that if I uploaded a PDF, because it'll read the PDF and it'll give you, its thoughts or whatever, but it doesn't really save it like that. So you couldn't tell it, hey, give me that PDF again, right? Or give
Right.
me everything that was in that PDF. So it doesn't do that. But now what it has is the feature where you can just upload the PDF, like, because I put brand DNA in a folder. So
Hmm.
now that folder has its own little, you can dump documents in there.
Right.
So I put the document in there. So I have the document. And then I say, okay, just pull, from the documents in the brand DNA when I'm asking it a question. So when I ask it to write something for me now, sometimes it'll read something, or let's say if I get something from another chat or whatever,
Hmm.
another like chat GPT, and I
Yeah.
put it in there, it'll tell me, yeah, this doesn't sound like you.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where I'm like, you're right, that doesn't sound like me.
Hmm.
So make it sound like me. Or, and then you get it. And then now, as you're talking, you don't really have to stop at a sentence because the
Yeah.
sentence is not the way you would normally say it. So building that second brain is in one of the marketers that I'm working with. He has uh, they call it Omar AI, right?
Hmm.
And here recently, I because I've never dealt with these people or whatever, right? So I
Right.
don't I don't really know. I don't know the right questions to ask.
Hmm.
So the marketing guy, he sent me a list. Okay, Chris, this is what we're gonna do. This is the plan. This is how much it costs, right? And I was like, and I'm in this program, this inner circle, and I said, okay, well, I'm just gonna take that and I'm gonna send an email to Omar, and say, hey, Omar, look over this and see if it's okay. See if it's, this guy's not overcharging me. But then I thought about it because when we got into the program, he had done exactly what we're talking about, building that second brain. And it's called Omar
Hmm.
AI.
Yeah.
Right. And I was like, So I just took the email. I just took the email and copy and pasted that into Omar AI.
Hmm.
And then we conversationally walked through each step, and he was like, "Okay, yep, pricing's good. This is okay. Yeah, but tell him to do 2 weeks awareness before he gets into the paid ads or whatever." And I was like, "Okay." So when I got on the phone with him the next time, I said, "Yeah." I said, "I was thinking." I said last night, when I read your proposal, I was thinking, shouldn't we do, just do the 2 weeks of awareness first? Just put all of the funding into that first. And then that way we get some good numbers, we get some good data. And he wrote back, he was like, you know what that is? He was like, yeah, we should do that. He said that would work out better because then we'll know how to course correct that third week.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that last night.
Just crossed my mind while I was laying in bed. I just
Yeah.
wanted to bring that to your attention.
So yeah, but I was going through that and giving him that information back and him saying, oh yeah, yep, we can do it that way. And he said that probably would be better because of the package or the way I'm packaging up the information that I'm providing, making sure that the ads get to the right person. It's way more important than just having a whole bunch of people go to your websites and fill out a form.
Right.
Because having 1,000 people go to your website to fill out a form and they're not really ready to buy, or they're not really ready to invest, that's what you don't want, right? Because
Right.
then you end up wasting a lot of time. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, that's my thing on building that second brand. I said, man, it's everybody's doing it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like again, like in that healthcare job, I just knew all of the PCI DSS standards, they're already out there. So that's gonna be my brain. All
Yeah.
that's public information. That's gonna be my brain. And when I give you this document this these findings document and I upload it, compare it to the brain that I've already given you. Because if I
Yep.
let you do it by yourself, you don't know you just be giving me all kind of AI slop. And I don't need that right now. I'm doing
Yeah.
work. I'm doing work that I got to give to my people up under me.
Yep.
So I don't need none of that right now. I need official documentation.
Yep.
So yeah, building yeah, that second brain is critical.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It's
it's
gonna
it's
become more
something that a lot
critical.
of people don't know. They don't
Hmm.
they don't get it. When we first bought the house, like I said, 2024 is when it started clicking. First thing I put in there, I created a folder and I put homeowners association. Because that book is about that thick,
Right.
right? So I uploaded all of that in there. So now if I have a question, hey, I'm putting some grass in the front yard. What's the give me everything I need to know about or give me a checklist of what I need to check before I take this up
Hmm.
to the HOA. And it was like, boop, there you go.
Yep.
Didn't have to read one page. So yeah,
That's the way it's supposed to be.
that's the way of the future. And I'm not scared of it.
Right. I'm not scared to flip through the book either. I've did my time. I feel like that should still stay a part of the education, curriculum to flip through a book. You
Right.
know, but I know in the future they won't. So,
Let's just talk about meetings and getting questions in meetings, and I guess this is more of for me, it's more of a question about how do you think AI is going to change meetings and the way meetings are held, and you have any pet peeves on meetings, or what do you like, what do you dislike? Let's just talk through that a little bit about meetings and AI and
yeah.
policy and all of that.
Hmm. So yeah, I mean, some meetings, they're not meetings. They're just confusion with a calendar invite. So you have the meeting and people are asking questions about policies or systems they haven't tested. They're debating hypothetical mumbo jumbo before, there's no logs, there's no, somebody's in the test tenant, and all that kind of stuff just burns time because there's no like direction or like decision that needs to be made, and like that kind of stuff like is figured out through the meeting. And
Mhm.
I just feel like with AI, we can come to the meeting with an agenda of uh like what we're gonna do. And AI can help with that. They can help with the agenda, the decision that needs to be made at the end, the facts that we do have already, like we just talked about, the stuff that we already know,
Mhm.
and the I guess like what needs to be there. And if all that stuff is figured out before the meeting, then I feel like we can all have a more productive meeting and a shorter meeting, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, as much as I'd like to go back and forth with people about stuff, I'd rather just get to the meat and potatoes of it and not get to it, on the call. Like just let's just put some effort into what we're going to talk about before the
Yep.
meeting and not wait until the meeting to figure out what we're going to talk about, because you're going to lose me. And
Yeah.
I don't want to be lost. That then I'm just now I'm waiting for what's it, a meeting notes after the meeting. What is it that y'all want to have as a deliverable?
Yeah.
and let's work on that. So
Yeah.
the meeting was just to get a deliverable, and that's not productive. But
Right.
that's corporate America. Well, that's IT where I work. So it's
No.
IT everywhere that I've worked. That's kind of how it is.
Yeah. It's definitely universal.
Yeah.
You
Unless I
said
got to
the
set the meeting. If I have to set the meeting, best believe all that is already there because I don't want to have to take everybody's time. So
right.
just want to get to it.
Yeah. I'm the same way when I set a meeting and you said something while you were talking, you said agenda.
Mhm.
So this year I have a new thing. If you put me on a meeting, if it's not my boss, if you're not directly in my chain, if you put me on a meeting and there's no agenda, there's maybe a 20% chance I'm coming to that meeting, right? Because I
Right.
need to know, because I work on a lot of large projects and there's a lot of different things to talk about in these projects. My area is IT.
Hmm.
So what I do is anything that's being built out, all of the cabling, all of the decisions for where everything goes, how many IT rooms, what goes in the IT rooms, all of that is kind of where my lane is.
Hmm.
Here's where my lane isn't. What color are the chairs supposed to be in the conference room? It's not my lane. I don't need to be in a meeting if that's brought up. It's just not. And I find myself in some of these meetings. So and what they'll do is the meeting will start. Well, first of all, the meeting starts and we're talking about sports or we're talking about something. I'm like, okay, we starting off bad already. This
Right.
is bad. Right. Then I don't have to be first, right? I don't have to, you don't have to get my input first. But if you start with something that's so far away from where I'm supposed to be and you're going to talk about that for 20 minutes, then this should have been two meetings.
Right.
And then if you don't have an agenda, then that tells me, and I've had people call me, hey, Chris, you jumping on the meeting? Yeah, just shoot me that agenda. Uh,
Like that, you
well,
didn't read the title? Does the title has the agenda on it?
yeah, the title says meeting. That's like the airport name and meeting. They don't
Right.
even bother just to lead I mean, it's like the whole the teams thing that they give you, all the little phone numbers and everything. That's all it has is meeting and that,
Hmm.
right? And maybe the name of the project or the name of the airport, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So now what I started doing is when I get the invite, I send the invite back. Hey, is there an agenda for this meeting?
Right.
So I've gotten a couple of agendas that way. And the ones that
Hmm.
don't send it back, then they'll call me, right when the meeting starts. Hey, Chris, the meeting's about to start. What meeting? What's the agenda? Oh no, we were just going to talk about, let me stop you right there. Let me stop you right there. What you're about to do is tell me what should be in the agenda.
Right.
So yeah, that's where and yes, we have, and as a matter of fact, we have an AI in house that we can use
Hmm.
to craft emails, to do a whole bunch of little stuff like draft an email,
Right.
or draft an agenda. You
Hmm.
know, I mean, I used it for my mid-year, right? You have to get bullets for your mid-year evaluation.
Right. Yeah.
Well, the way I keep my stuff in email, I try to do, if it's for like a certain challenge in a project, I keep it all in one long email. I just keep using that one, over and over as I send it out.
Yeah.
So I just pull that, drop it in AI. It gives me a bullet, and then about what's going on. And it
Yeah.
puts it in the format that I tell it so that at the end, when I send it to my boss, it was like 14 to 17 pages of, okay, here's my 6 months,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
So that's the way AI can be used as far as, but here's the thing, you have to put some thought into how are you going to capture that information to give it to AI. So there is still a little bit of thought in, okay, some type of
Yeah.
process.
Hmm. Give me. That's when I tell my supervisor, "Hey, is there a template for this? Is there a template for how you want this to look?" because I already have my document on, things I do on the daily. And
Yeah.
then so if you give me a template on what all this is supposed to look like, then I can combine the two
Yep.
and everybody's happy.
That's right. That's right. So that's where that works. And like I said, it's that agenda. That's one of those things that, man, I could just sit here and talk about agenda for another 45 minutes. Because there's so many meetings that go on that you're 30 minutes into the meeting and you're going, you gotta be kidding me.
Right. And then
So
after the meeting,
mhm.
AI could craft, the post-mortem, or like what went on in this meeting. AI can help with, that type of stuff.
Yeah, for us, I don't think they can turn that on. I'm gonna have to check because there was a time where they said don't turn that on, or
Yeah,
it's not it's a policy that has it to where you can't do it in a meeting.
right. Yeah, we can't
And
we can't do it either. It's just for the
okay.
it's just for those that can. It's a good option. I mean, as we have these conversations, right? Like it'd be
Yeah.
a good idea to have them on Zoom so that Zoom can, like
Yeah.
record this stuff. So,
Oh, it's definitely a good idea. You
and it'll
know.
be on iPhones too. It's gonna be on iPhones pretty soon. The iPhone's gonna be, I mean, and giving you a transcript.
Right.
We already know about the record. So now it's going to record and be like, hey, that phone call you just had. Do you want to know what it was? You want to
Oh
know
yeah.
if there's any talking points or decisions that need to be made? Everybody's going to be like, no, no, not this time.
Yeah, we all know that if you're talking about grape juice, you're
Yeah.
gonna get a grape juice email
Right.
out of nowhere.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Hmm.
we understand that because that's something's listening. Something's
Right.
listening to somebody.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. AI has been around for a long time. I'm just
Uh,
glad they're letting us use it now.
right. Now here's the thing. So next topic we're gonna talk about, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video about this too. Microwave leaders,
Hmm.
you know, and AI. So we've all heard of leaders that micromanage,
Right.
right? And here's the thing. What is it? AI just enhances what you already do and
Right.
know, right?
Mhm.
And it's just like that saying about money. If you got somebody who's a bad person, you give them a lot of money, they're just going to be a worse person,
Right.
right?
Hmm.
Same thing with AI, right? If you're a bad manager or a bad leader, AI is not going to make you better.
Right.
It's going to make you do more of the stuff you were doing. It's
Right.
going to amplify it. So when you're using AI in a management position or leadership position, what do you think about? We kind of touched on it earlier, but
Hmm.
what do you think about preparing yourself? I mean, you can still use AI to get prepared and to kind of learn leadership principles, but what do you
Right.
think about that statement about AI? If you're bad, it's gonna make you worse.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Because I mean, at the end of the day, AI can draft, AI can summarize, AI can review, AI can challenge you on your thinking, AI can organize your thoughts. But when it
Hmm.
comes down to like making the decisions, or giving the feedback, or like handling like the sensitive data, like that's not what AI is for. You always got to
Right.
have like the human in the loop to I guess uh give it I guess like context
Hmm.
for the position that you're in. So like you can't put it all on the AI, but people will. And like you said, they're gonna be worse off in the long run because they were worse off in the beginning. They're so yeah, AI is gonna make those bad managers worse and those good managers even better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm glad we're talking about this because it still means you need to learn your job
All
first.
right.
Those
Mhm.
program, although I'm sorry, those people who say they're programming because they can ask AI a bunch of questions and it can give them programming language.
Right.
And I remember seeing this one video where this attorney had turned in this brief to this judge. I think you sent
Yeah.
me that video.
Yeah.
And the judge was like, yeah, I'm looking at this brief and did you write this? She's like, yeah. And he's like, well, if you wrote this, you don't need to be a lawyer.
Right. 'Cause, page 14,
Yeah.
that doesn't exist. There is no case like that. So what you're claiming as precedence, that doesn't exist. So I know that you got this from AI.
Right.
That's what AI be doing with the AI slop. Gotta watch
That's
out.
right. Yep. You got to know what you're doing in the beginning
Hmm.
and then kind of know something about it. And above all, read through it after,
There you go.
you know. I try not to ask AI for like 100-page document. I mean, I'm looking for, give me one page first so I can see if we on the same page
Right.
of what you have. But another thing that I do is uh, I'll ask AI when I first upload a document, I'll say, can you see the page numbers?
Hmm.
Because what I do is if I see something that AI has given me, and I'll say, well, is that right? That looks right, but I'll go right back in. What page did you get that from? And then because you've had these conversations with AI and you say, and it goes back and it says, or I'll say, well, that's not on, I went to that page and it's not on that page. And it'll say, good catch.
Right. Like you're right. It's not on that page.
Yeah.
Wait a second here. Is this broke?
Right. Wait, am I working for you or are you working for me? Because it seems like that I'm checking your work so you can give it to somebody. I don't know what's going on. But no, so yeah, that definitely made me uh it made me think about just making sure that I'm reviewing stuff that's going out, you
Right.
know.
Yeah,
So
a lot of these people build these trading bots or whatever. And if you're gonna build something like that that's managing money, you always want to be in the loop. You're not gonna don't just give AI, the money and say make the trades without, you signing off on the trades before they're made.
right,
Not
right,
yet, anyway.
right. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday about,
Mm,
giving it access to your bank account and I was like,
yeah.
mm, I get it. It can, I definitely understand that it's possible,
Hmm.
you know, but
Yeah.
everything that's possible, I still have to wait a little while.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not because they have the option on ChatGPT to use, I think it's called Plaid or whatever, to hook your
Hmm.
bank account so it can read your bank account.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'll import my statements. I'll import a month worth of my statements and have you, build a budget.
Yeah.
But I'm not giving you my login.
Right.
I
Yeah.
was born at night, not last night.
Yeah. Yeah. You're gonna have to go ahead and hack into the bank like everybody else.
Right. Exactly.
Don't try to use my username and password. You need to hack in there and get it. So, but yeah, so I definitely know that maybe one day, but just not today.
Yeah. Right.
And when we're speaking about just dovetailing off what we were just talking about, credibility is earned in years and not prompts, right?
Right.
So, and that goes back to how much do you know now
Right.
versus how much is AI teaching you? Because anything that I'm learning, I need to go and at least double check, at least one extra check,
Right.
just to make sure things are on the up and up, right? And sometimes people don't do that. So I'll let you kind of talk to this one about how do you earn your credibility. And as a matter of fact, this would be a good place for you to just tell a little bit about your background.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a little bit about my background. I got my start in IT around in IT. I got my start around 20 years ago because in high school I was taking those CCNA classes, so I'm gonna count those.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I, joined the Air Force and took my ASVAB, got my cybersecurity job. It was one of the only ones. Well, yeah, I got my cybersecurity job, and I've been in this field for about 16 years now. Started in boundary protection, dealing with proxies, and now I'm in DDoS prevention. But over the years, I've done vulnerability management, enterprise endpoint security, uh, governance and auditing, and yeah, I've worked in the DoD, I've worked in the private sector, I've worked in the tech startup sector, I worked in the gaming sector, I worked in the healthcare sector, and now I'm in the banking sector. And over this time, I've learned a lot, and yeah, I'm always open to share. I like sharing my experiences for those that are willing to listen. So, but yeah, as far as credibility, I get it helps me. It can help you sound prepared, but it won't do the preparation for you.
Oh,
It
wow.
won't, it won't, it won't make you prepared, but it will help you sound prepared. The only
Hmm.
way you're actually prepared is, if you, like you said, actually go through the information. And yeah, AI can help you study faster. It can help you rehearse. It can help you write cleaner, see the gaps and all of that. But if you're not going to read what AI is telling you to actually prepare, then you won't actually be prepared. You'll only sound prepared. So if somebody hits you with questions, you might not be ready for questions yet because you haven't filled those gaps
Right, right.
of yeah. Yeah.
No, I get it.
Gotta respect the room.
Yeah, I definitely get that because it whenever I teach, you can tell how much leadership or how much management, you can tell it when you're talking to somebody, I don't know, within the first 10, 15 minutes of talking to them. I don't care what their title is or whatever.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell how much they know about leadership and how
Right.
much, because here, the one thing that AI can't do for you is when you're sitting in a room, in a meeting or in an interview, and someone asks you, tell me about a time when this happened,
Right.
you know, and you're like, you mean right now? Tell you right now? Yeah. Yeah. You had experience, in leadership doing X, Y, and Z. Well, that's what your resume says, or that's what, you've been doing.
Right.
So give me an example of when that happened or when X happened. And
Right.
that's when, things can go off the rails. And
Hmm.
that's why I say you're right. AI will definitely help you. Your emails, it'll make them sound clean. It'll make your texts sound great. But when you get into that room, now it's the repetition of how many times have you done something so that you can do it off the top of your head.
Right.
Right? Are you credible enough? Because it's gonna show after the first or second question. So AI can help you prepare, which is great. And that's what I use it for. I use it to prepare. But I
Hmm.
actually have to follow through with discipline to make sure that I continue to not only use AI, continue to read different books of what's going on,
Hmm.
continue to ask you questions, continue to ask Kiana questions, because you guys know what's going on with the millennials and with the Gen Zers.
Hmm.
So, I mean, Kiana always gets on me about me using, little Gen Z slang every now and then. She hates it.
Yeah. 6'7".
Yeah.
6'7". That's what I be doing to the kids. 6'7". 6'7".
She hates that when I say something, like I'll say, what's now? Oh, that part.
Hmm.
Oh man. So, but anyway, just listening to the younger generations and making sure that I want to be credible across the board, right?
Right,
And the only way to do that is to keep learning, keep listening, and keep talking. You can't just write everything down. You have to talk about it as well.
right.
Get those reps up. So, man, I don't know how long we've been on this Zoom call, but
Should be about an hour.
it was about an hour. Did about
Should
an
be.
hour. We might have. I mean, whether we keep it on here or not, we might have a quick minute to talk about the GOAT real quick. I don't know if you want to get into that for about
Yeah, I mean
five
we
minutes.
can. We can. If you want to provide opening statements, I don't know, because you talking about your guy, he came first. So pause. If you want if you want to provide opening statements, you could provide opening statements and then, because I don't know what the criteria is to being the GOAT.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
like where those criteria rank amongst each other. Like what's the
Right.
most important thing?
Right. Well, the most important thing, right? I mean, we all know that you have to win, period, right? You got to
Right.
win.
Championships.
You got to win and you got to win championships. Yes. So
What's
that's
the for the first criteria, what's the difference between winning and winning championships?
because a championship is a championship and just winning is just winning.
Okay, so winning championships comes first.
Yeah, you know what? That's a good way to put it. So how about we just build the criteria? How about we see if we can agree on the criteria?
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
And
All right.
then
So
if we agree on this criteria, I'm telling you. Okay, go
okay,
ahead.
so first for me, first is championships,
Okay.
right? Right
Hmm.
under championships are MVPs. Now,
Hmm.
whether you want to say finals MVP and league, I think league MVP is after championships.
Hmm.
Finals MVP is after that.
Okay.
Now, after that, we can get into leading the league in something, whether
Okay.
it's assists, rebounds, points. Then we get into that thing right there. And I don't care what order you put them in, but you got to lead the league in it. You can't just be one of the guys who did
Hmm.
X. So those three things would be my next thing. And me personally, I think points first, but some people might think rebounds first after that, though.
Right.
But anyway, and then after that, we can talk about first team NBA.
Okay.
And then after that, I mean, it could be, I'm just thinking about what would be left. And I know,
Uh,
I know probably longevity, right? Because if you played 25 years, then
yeah, how
maybe,
many years you played, how many games you played during those years, and like all of that.
okay,
If you played in the NBA 25 years and you played, 25, 30 games a year, then that's different. Okay, so
that would be my list of criteria, and then they will be weighted accordingly.
right. So I agree, championships and winning, you know, it's up there.
Oh, it's up there, but it's not first because you just asked me that, right? You just made me pick.
So first to me is all NBAs. If you were one of the best players in the league for your position for that year, then I feel like that counts for a lot.
So when you say
Or no,
all
I'm talking about
NBA,
not one of the best player at your position in that specific year. That is reflected in the All NBA team, first All NBA team selections.
okay, you said
Yeah,
first team
I'm
NBA.
agree. I'm agree with first team because
Okay,
our
all right.
guys only have first team. I mean, Brian has a third team, I think,
Okay, all right.
but uh, so
So we
yeah,
agree that it needs to be on the list. Just where it on the list. Okay, that's
right,
fine.
right, first team All NBAs. Then you could go championships, and then you could go. I'm not gonna say leading the league in something because you can lead the league. You could be third in points, fourth in assists, and sixth in rebounds. That's impressive.
Yeah, but we're not talking about impress. Goats aren't just impressive. They're goats.
Right, right. And only goats
So
can
goats
be in
lead.
that. Only goats can be top five, top 10 in a whole bunch of different categories in a year.
Do you really want to get into people who were top 10 in something
No, no, no. I'm saying
and start calling
no,
them
no,
goats?
not in something. In three, if you're top 10 in points, assists, and rebounds, you could be in
Oh,
that
so so
conversation.
you're tailoring it for a certain person.
No, I'm tailoring it for the GOAT, not for a certain person, but only if you're gonna be one of the greatest and you're finishing in top 10 in the same year, if you're
Okay.
finishing in the top 10 in points, assists, and
Okay.
rebounds,
All right. All right.
and then
All
it's
right.
like, and then like I agree with the weighted. How many times did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And let me see. Then you got your MVPs and you got your finals MVP or finals MVPs and then MVPs.
So you
And
saying being MVP, just think about what you just said.
I said finals
Being
MVP first.
right. So okay, so finals MVP and MVP is under leading. No, I'm sorry, not leading the league. Just being, hey, you're gonna be under around in the top five in assists and top five in rebounds and top five in
Yeah, I don't like it's because I've looked at the MVP award just differently
okay,
since Kobe got it. I mean, since Steve Nash got it instead of Kobe. When
okay,
Steve Nash got it instead of Kobe, that's when I was like, I don't like this award.
okay, all
And
right,
then
all right.
there's been other years when like LeBron has been shafted, but we know
Well,
why.
because Jordan, I mean, technically he should have had like 15 of them.
That's what I mean. So you could
But still,
but you
but they're
can't
important.
right. Because if you're still that good, they'll make room for you on the all NBA team, even though you might not have won the MVP. Because only
Yeah,
one
because it's
person can
five
win.
people. Yeah, there's
Right.
five people on the first team. Yeah.
Right. So even though you're a shooting guard or a small forward, like they'll put you at either or to make sure that you're on the team because you're one of the best players in the league at that
Hmm.
time.
Right.
And so yeah, that's the way that's how I'm gonna rank it.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with all NBAs. I don't understand what's wrong. All NBA first teams, I don't understand what's wrong with starting there because championships are a team thing. Like,
Hmm.
'cause you could be as good as a GOAT, as good as somebody that's supposed to be in the conversation, but if you don't have the team around you, you're not gonna have those championships.
Hmm.
So a lot
Yeah. Or
of
you can look at it as because you're so good, that's why that team won the championships.
yeah, I agree that that best player on the team is good, but how good is the second best player? If the second best player is
I don't know. I'm just saying.
is a 1B, like you got a 1A and a 1B, but for the longest time, Scotty was looked at as like a second best player. But these documentaries coming out and you see the footage, you see the growth in Scotty's game, and maybe he was a 1B.
Scotty
So no
was
wonder
he
that's
was in the
why
top 75. I mean, Scotty, I've never said Scotty wasn't a guy.
that's what I'm saying. So maybe that has a lot to do with the winning.
Well, Jordan did leave for 2 years. If he was,
That's another thing. If you want to get into that, we can get into that.
I mean,
Because I
he was
think
there. He could
because
have
if
won
you
them
want to
two
go, if you
years.
at the bottom of my list, you got love for the game, right?
Yeah, how
How
you gonna
much?
quantify that? How you gonna quantify that though? I
Yeah,
have no problem with saying LeBron James is the second best player ever. I have no problem with
I have no problem saying he's the best ever.
that.
I have no problem saying LeBron James is the best ever. We're gonna have to put that criteria down on paper and
Hmm.
then feed it into chat and then see
That's
if
what
your
we're gonna have
chat.
to do. I already did it. I've already
But you,
done it.
you you didn't give it the criteria. I'm saying we got to come up with the criteria that
It created his
is
own. It created his own. It
my
said,
my my
I just
chat didn't
said,
agree with
chat.
that criteria.
Oh, it did. I know I didn't give it a criteria. I just asked it. I said, hey, chat, who's the best basketball player ever? See what it said.
And it gave you your answer. If I give my chat the answer. It's gonna give my chat the answer based on like me.
Really? Ask it. Just ask it the question. Don't put in there based on this many rebounds and this. Just add chat with what you know right now. Who's the best?
Oh my goodness. Then so the programmers, whoever programmed chat, like it's gonna be whatever.
Oh man.
Who is the best NBA player of all time? We're at the we're at the mercy of whoever did the code since I wasn't able to give it the criteria.
Because
to
we
search.
didn't, because you got to give it the criteria, then you got to weight each one.
Right. So yeah, it's gonna give me Michael Jordan. And like you said, highest peak in the finals resume. Then it gave LeBron greatest career longevity, which
That's
I
not
don't
what
know.
you asked it. That's not what you asked it.
I said, who is the best NBA player of all time? And it said
Right.
my answer, its answer.
Yeah. That's what we said. We're just asking somebody else. That's all.
I mean,
Somebody who has knowledge, somebody who has enough information, millions and
of
millions.
data points.
We're gonna get at least 10 or 12 clips out of this one, probably.
Okay.
But we'll
Right.
see. We'll see what Opus does. Opus always does pretty decent.
Yeah. So yeah, whenever you drop it, I'll tune in. I'll
All right, man.
see it drop. All right, Pops. I'll talk to you later. Love you.
All right. Love you.
Love you
Bye.
too.